Kia ora, welcome back to another episode of Sharpen Up, brought to you by Beard Brothers. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts, and all of our social media. Got an exciting episode today. Our manuhiri is Tupuria King, one of Aotearoa's most accomplished whakapapa athletes. And mihi ana kia koe, thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
Very excited to get into all about you, the sport of whakapapa, you as an athlete. But first of all, no here, where are you from, bro? How'd you grow up?
Ko Tupuria King tōku ingoa, ki te taho tōku mama, ko he uri no Waikato, ki te taho tōku papa, he uri no Ngāpuhi. Born in Waikato, raised in Te Tai Tokerau, and now reside in Tauranga Moana. But been paddling since the age of 7, 32 years old now, and still going strong.
And am I right in saying that you grew up in a family of paddlers and have all been very successful? And was this always the dream to do what you're doing?
Yeah, definitely. The first of my whānau to paddle was my father, David King, who was the first, and then he trained my 2 older sisters, and then subsequently me and my twin sister. We're the youngest of the whānau, and then my mum was the last of us to join. And there's been moments there where we're all gearing up to head off to a world champs overseas. So we kind of became the known as the waka family, pretty much.
Did she feel that pressure to get involved because she was always there?
Yeah, I think so. It took her so long, but within 2 years she was world champion.
Yeah.
So she definitely had the natural skill all that time. And it's been a good vessel for us to this day, keeps us connected, Always, when I'm calling them up, it's always talking about wakas and, it's good.
Must have been just sitting on the shores going, I'm going to show these fellas. I'm going to show them in less time.
She's like, I've watched enough, I've listened enough, I'm going to give it a crack.
Exactly.
Bro, my first pātai is hāua kuare au ki te wakaama. I've never really been participated in any wakaama growing up. For someone new, like what's the training, what's the regime like to be a world champ for wakaama, bro?
Oh, it's definitely grown over the years, like compared to when I first started. Here in Aotearoa, the sprints were a big component of whakaama, and it was kind of mainly the only thing that we really focused on. However, over the years, the long distance ocean paddling has become more prominent, and people have started to look to more I'd say prestigious races all around the world, not just here in Aotearoa. And these big races, one of them actually happened today across the Kaiwi Channel from Molokai to Oahu. These types of races force us to train a little bit harder, a bit more technical, a bit like, we're not professional, but a lot of paddlers train like professionals in order to succeed in some of these races. So, it's a lot of dedication, it's a lot of dedication, time, hard work, but the experiences and the places that it takes you, I think that's one of the outcomes, not just performance. It's an all-round sport, and that's kind of what we really enjoy about it.
Man, you talk about the places that it takes you, but what are some of the places the sport has taken you?
Oh, I lose count sometimes. Like the most places I've travelled to personally would be Tahiti and Hawaii. Between the 2013 up until now, those were probably the most places that I travelled to most frequently, and I'd say those 2 destinations are, they're like that sport. Wakaama to them is, especially particularly Tahiti, is pretty much their national sport. Really, it's they're very skilled. They're the top of the top. Like they won the first 3 that crossed the line today in Hawaii with Tahitians, then a few Hawaiians, and then we had a New Zealand team there as well. But other than that, it's growing all around the world too. Over the last 4 years, I've had the privilege of not just paddling at a world champs, but coaching the men's team. And in 2022, we were in London. The year after that, we were in Samoa. Hawaii the next year, and this year we were in Brazil in August. So it takes you to some pretty awesome places. And next year,
Where are we going?
Singapore.
Where do I
We're going
sign
to
up?
Singapore. Yeah, so Singapore next year, and
Gee.
it's because it's a sprints event. New Zealand really gear up for that. So we have hundreds of paddlers from New Zealand alone heading to that event.
What is the state of whakaama like in New Zealand? And it's obviously grown, but what's it like been for you to see how it's changed and grown? But also, what is the state of it at the moment?
Oh, it's pretty awesome to see the growth that's happened, and I wish I did a little bit more prep for this. Like, I brought in some statistics and stuff, but no, I've got some off the top of my head. I've got some, but I know that this year our Sprint Nationals event, Whakaama Sprint Nationals, is one of the biggest sporting paddling events here, and just in general, I think. And to put it into perspective, we had the record number this year. And we had just short of 4,000 paddlers competing at Lake Karapiro in January.
Oh, yeah, I went down and watched.
Yes. And the other way of gauging the growth is we have a secondary school nationals, and that's held at in Rotorua. Oh. And I believe we had 2,200 paddlers this year and 124 kura schools competing. And you compare that to rowing. I believe so the Māori Cup, I think, is the equivalent of the secondary schools for rowing. I think we passed them by maybe 100 paddlers, participation-wise. And that just goes to show that, whakaama over the years, particularly here in New Zealand, has grown really strong. And a lot more nations are starting to take hold of it too.
Yeah, and why do you think that growth is, or why it's overtaken rowing? Is it more accessible? What is some of the reasons you think, or your whakaaro?
Yeah, I think part of what I think makes whakaama so good is that it doesn't just cater to the performance goals, the physical goals of preparing and improving your fitness and health for a competitive outcome, but it also brings along a lot of the taha whānau, the taha wairua, taha hinengaro, and I think a good way to look at it is actually come along to a sprint, a whakaama nationals, and just take in the whole atmosphere, because I hate to say it, but if you compare, I've been to both. I've competed in a kayak sprint nationals, for example, and I've done whakaama since the age of 7, and the entire event is just total opposites.
Right.
Like a big component of whakaama is the off the water, the whānau coming, and time together as a whānau, it's the food, it's the people, it's the culture. It's all really well connected. Whereas I think kayak sprint, for example, has a really good high performance and competitor level, but they may do their race and they may leave the event and go home and prepare for the next one, kind of thing. That's kind of what I see anyway, and I think that's what makes whakaama more than a sport. I always say more than a sport, a lifestyle.
Bro, we have a lot of athletes come in and share their stories on this potty, and one kaupapa I like to talk about is the cultural side of it, and we talk about it in rugby league and rugby union. What's it like in whakaama? You just touched on it. I've seen some videos, you do haka and stuff like that. Who are some of the people in te ao or te whakaama that are leading our cultural practices in those spaces?
I think it's so natural. It happens so naturally within whakaama space, because it just opens up that entire space to allow our people to express themselves in that way, especially, and you see it right from the rangatahi right through to the open and masters divisions, particularly like when, for example, it's such a good opportunity for kura from the far north where I'm from. It's, you don't really get that many opportunities up north, but like, for example, my sister's coaching a few teams, and she brings them down to Rotorua for the nationals, and that just gives them that opportunity to bring their kaupapa and their culture and express it at, amongst different schools. And then on an international level, I think one of the big contributors to, upholding our reo and our tikanga, our culture, would be Wakaama New Zealand. And so when we do have whether it's a World's campaign, whether it's our kākahu, like we have, whai and that. We make sure that everyone learns our waiata, our haka, and then one of the favourites I notice for other nations, one of the favourite parts of a World's event would be our cultural night, where each nation gets up and performs their culture, and they love it when New Zealand get up there, because we've got I think one time we had like 300 people on stage doing haka at once, and it's pretty awesome to be able to do that.
Waiting for them Māori to get up there. You did mention it's not professional, but is there, for like the likes of yourselves that are fully into it, is there a pathway, especially for a rangatahi, to get paid to do wakaama or
a sponsorship?
Earn some? What does that look like?
It's definitely improved. And I think we're heading in the right direction. I think one thing that we do have covered really well, and I've already spoken about it, is that rangatahi and that youth participation. And I think that's where it all begins. And then it just, that's the foundation, and then it just grows from there. The bigger the foundation, the more potential at the top. And it's, to get to these world champs, there's a bit of support from Wakaama New Zealand and that, but it still is relatively mostly self-funded. And one significant event recently is Wakaama is in the Paralympics, and we've got a Paralympian, Peter Cohen, that won bronze medal.
Yes.
And he's in the high performance pathway under canoe racing New Zealand, and so he's getting some contribution to his campaign. So ultimately, I think we do want to get it into the Olympics. Like that would be the next step internationally, to get it into the Olympics. That would create that top end. But again, what comes with that is that it probably would be a very small margin of paddlers that get to that level. And I don't mind, as long as there's not a disconnect between that and the foundation as well,
and the grassroots.
But to compare Aotearoa to some other countries like Tahiti and Hawaii. Tahiti is the biggest example. Like I said, it's like their national sport, and the way that it operates over there is big corporations have a team, and so that's their main sponsor. And so, for example, Shell Va'a, who have dominated the world of paddling for so long, they're petroleum company, obviously in Tahiti, and they bring these paddlers in, employ them, give them jobs, but the more important thing, other than going to work, is actually turning up to training, because the culture and the va'a in Tahiti means so much to them that you've got Shell, you've got OPT, which is their main post office company, you've got EDT, their main electricity company, Air Tahiti, the airline, like all these companies own teams, and that's another way of, I guess, that you could kind of.
Have you been approached?
Definitely. I competed in Tahiti from 2013 pretty much up until COVID, and paddled for a number of different teams, but I paddled for a Tahitian team, Paddling Connection, for a number of years. More of a whānau-oriented team. Had a bit of sponsorship, but nothing like the top teams. And then in 2019 or 18, Shell Va'a did offer me a contract. It was a non-working contract, which was just an allowance and a living space and probably free petrol, obviously. And I turned it down because I had to come back and finish my master's degree at Waikato. So, but yeah, it's pretty good opportunities for paddlers in Tahiti to be able to do that. So maybe if there's any sponsors listening here in New Zealand, no.
Yeah, actually.
Bro, it's a lot of your guys' mahi's out on the moana, in the realm of tangaroa. I've done a bit of diving in my past, and I know the benefits for myself. But I want to know, like, what gets you out of bed, bro, and what's sort of the benefits for that this sport gives to you, and you're still doing it all these years later.
And I spoke about it before, just like that, the whare tapa whā, that's like, it's what I always refer to, because, whakaama just caters to so much in life, really. Like I said, it is the physical. I was thinking about it on the way up here. It's like, it's almost like my gym membership. My canoe's my gym membership in some ways. Like, it just travels around with me, and anytime I just need to get out on the water, I get out there. And, for me, I love the physical side of it, the hauora side, keeping fit. You got to perform well, you got to eat well. But I also am really competitive, I can't never turn away from a good race. Like, I think that's just in my nature. I love the competition, but people always ask me, like, how do you stay motivated to carry on for 20 plus years now paddling? And for me, it's always having like a goal in mind, and it could be, if you're just starting out paddling, it could be a small local race in Mount Maunganui or something that you put in your calendar and you work towards. Or it could be, I want to make the New Zealand elite men's team and go to Singapore next year, so I want to train and trial and try and make that team, So I think with anything, whatever it is you do, I think you always have to have those little things to work towards. And the cool thing with whakaama is that there's lots of opportunities, just locally, nationally and internationally. And it's just becoming more and more prominent that paddlers are looking to do that kind of thing. So, just keeps me going.
I was just telling you, bro, I've just been with Shay Milne, and he was telling me you've dominated the sprinting realm of whakaama. And is it true that, you've got bored of that and now you've sort of challenged yourself into the longer form of, the longer races in whakaama?
Yeah, definitely. Like, sprints was kind of my first big, like I said, I pretty much only did sprints for a long period. And it wasn't until 2013 when Kingy Gilbert, local paddler here in Auckland, invited me to a race in Tahiti. And I was just young. I had no idea of like long distance races. Yeah, exactly. And some of these races are covering 160 kilometers over 3 days. So the first race I did in Tahiti was a 3-day race around the island of Tahiti. So it took 3 days, 3 different legs to accomplish this distance. And we got smoked, but it just opened my eyes to the level of paddling in Tahiti and a whole nother side to it too. It actually is my favorite form of paddling now, because when you are like sprints, you're on a lake, you're on flat water. Everyone likes flat water, so you can sprint fast. But the thing about ocean paddling is that you're out there with currents, swells, groundswell,
sharks.
Waves, sharks. Seen a few of those in my day. So you're actually, the key to ocean paddling is using the energy of tangaroa to get to your destination. And we love to what we call downwind. So if the wind's pumping and it looks ugly out there, that's when us ocean paddlers, we love that kind of thing, because you can get from A to B so much faster than you could ever sprint. And that's it's pretty awesome.
I also did see that you take a fishing rod sometimes, bro.
Yeah.
Caught any fish?
Yeah.
What's the biggest catch?
The first time, so I used to, when I was at uni, I used to go home and up in the Bay of Islands, Taipa to be exactly, and I'd train, but two birds with one stone. I'd tow a lure.
Why not?
And I started getting into, catching kahawai and that. And then I started clicking on to figuring out how to get the kingies. Like buying a little lure that would dive down like a metre or two.
Yeah.
And I started like hooking up these kingies. And the first kingy I ever caught, and I was so excited. And I could like see it there. It was about like a metre or 2 metres as I was bringing it up. And then boom, shark came up. Boom. took half of the kingy. And I was like, man, I'm not wasting this. I took that half, and there was still plenty of fillets on left. So the shark taxed me, and but I came back the next day and I got my first full kingy. So yeah.
So are you like
Off
paddling
waka.
in? Are you like trawling or?
Yeah, just trawling,
Giving them ideas now.
Yeah, now's a good time actually, now that it's getting a bit warmer, and I think I seen a few workups yesterday and I was gutted I didn't take my
Nah, I'm
fishing rod.
going. My next catch has to be a marlin, bro. So
I must ask my cousins from Orake, can I borrow your waka?
Well, what would you say, bro, to people who are thinking about getting involved, especially heading into the warmer months now? Like, what do you do? Do you go down to your local or find a local club or something like that?
Yeah, definitely. The easiest way is go onto a wakaama New Zealand, and they've got a map on their website that you put in your location, and it'll pop up with all of the local clubs closest to you. And most clubs they're pretty friendly, and they they'll have their schedule during the week that you can just jump in and have a jam. And the cool thing about the sport is that it caters to so many divisions, so many age groups. It doesn't. Wakaama just doesn't discriminate in any way. My parents are 65 plus now, and they competed in Brazil this year too. So it's that's the cool thing about sport. So the whole whānau can compete.
Well, I was thinking about this when I was looking at your Instagram, and you've got training programs. You do like an 8-week program. We all tried an 8-week challenge. It didn't go well. Uppy's done his hamstring, so I'm wondering, do you reckon we should
I
give
think
the
it's a good
8-week
option. Yeah, it is a good option. Yeah,
training program?
upper body, is it? Or
Yeah, like what are the-
full body?
You need one of those special rowers that they've got.
Yeah. I cheat now. I use a erg at home, and it's full body. It is full body. Like I would say, very core dominant, and then the forearms are the first thing to kind of give out. You have to really learn to breathe when you're out there, and then especially if you're in the ocean, you have to get used to that balance. But I do see it as a really, I've seen a lot of rugby players, ex-rugby players come into Wakaama, but I must warn you, there's a paddling bug, and once you catch it, people just they just get addicted, man. And you just, you see them out there.
That's why I've said
just,
no to my father. Come on, Joe, come and join
it's
us.
addictive,
No.
Especially when you get into the open ocean downwinding. It's like there's no feeling like it. Maybe for surfers and stuff like that. That thrill they get when they catch a wave and use the energy. That's the same thrill that we get when we're out in the middle of the ocean.
How far out offshore?
Oh man, we've done some scary things before in the middle of storms and stuff. So you definitely have to take your, all your safety gear.
Yeah.
But for example, the race that happened today, the Molokai Hoi, that is 70 kilometres between islands. So you're pretty much in the middle of nowhere, and it's pretty. In a race that long and that when you're that spread apart, you might see your competitors for the first 30 minutes, and then it just disappears.
That's it.
And so you don't know where you are. You could take the north line, the south line, or rum line, and meet up in the last. You might think you're in the lead, and then you get to the end, and then
Someone's already-
this is and that's the cool thing, is that it's not just about the physical. Sometimes it's the team that took the right line. There might have been current helping them out or working against you. So
Whoever did the right karakia.
exactly.
I'm actually glad that now there's safety gear that needs to be on waka, because my first
Definitely.
experience in Wakaama was must have been
drowning
about
kill.
must have been 12, and went on holiday down the coast with my cousin, and they're into Wakaama down there, down Te Kā. Yeah, coach chucked me straight in, no life jacket, open water,
Nah.
Yeah.
waves. I was like,
Sharpen up, coach.
and we're like, 12, 13-year-olds, just open water going hard, and I was like, oh, yeah, this is pretty cool, but yeah. Didn't
That's
even
right.
think about if I fell out, I'll be.
That's the difference with Tahiti, is they train them from such a young age that by the time they're junior, it's quite often that the juniors are as competitive as the opens, like if not beating the opens, which is crazy. Like it's pretty cool.
Bro, just a random part-time, like I'm here thinking, like, how much is the gear for a waka, like a hoi? And also to add on to that, like, you just take your waka over to compete in these places, like, that must cost. I don't even want to pay for 2 bags. I can't imagine all that.
Carry on only.
Definitely, yeah. That's the other warning I'll give. There's the paddling bug, and then there's the cost of all the gear that you're gonna want to get. I think it's waka, for example. They've just gotten better and better over the years. Faster, lighter, stronger. So back in the day, I remember when canoes were 18, 20 kilograms, that was the norm. Now you can get one man's that 8 kgs, like all up, 8 kilograms, carbon fiber. They're made in this special way that you can't even see a seam line on the canoe, so you're looking, and these majority of the top ones, the really lightweight ones, are now made in China.
Yeah.
And so you've got delivery costs on top of that, shipment costs on top of that. So you're looking at close to 10 grand for a top
one man.
And then you're looking at 40, 50 for a 6-man.
For a 6-man.
But the 6-mans, a 6-man, you know how long those are.
Yeah.
Some of the canoes are 60 kgs. So back in the day, all 6 of us breaking our backs trying to carry these canoes. Now 2 people can carry a canoe just like that.
And then do they just come apart? Like, obviously they do, but like they just come apart and they just sort of go into oversized luggage or...
Yeah, no,
container.
there's some canoes that will fit in a 40-foot container in one piece, and that's what you want because you kind of don't want to disrupt the run. But there are canoes that they have to chop into 3 pieces to distribute. Yeah.
Wow. Speaking of 6-man, one of my partai that I had, if you could choose to be in your waka with you in a 6-man, 5 athletes from other sports that you'd pick to have in there with you, or who would you? Yeah.
That is a good one.
Yeah. Not Wakaama athletes.
Yeah, not Wakama. That's a good question.
Or any
It
of
would-
us, any suggestions?
Yeah, it would have to be a mixed team, I'd say, because
Yep.
my wife would want
Thank
to be
you.
in there.
I was going to say, maybe your wife.
yeah, so Tyler's in there,
Yeah.
which means I'll probably have to get 2 other kōturo. It'll be pretty hard to not carry on grabbing another blackfern
Yeah,
like
true.
Portia Woodman, and who else could...
And they already have that connection and that teamwork.
Yeah. So
Comms will be there.
Yeah.
Trust.
who else?
Or what would make a good Wakaama athlete? Like, is it endurance? Is it...
In the
Power.
6-man, it's a combination.
Yeah.
So you need seat 1. They have to have the engine or the cardio.
Right.
Not necessarily the power.
Yeah.
They have to have the cardio because they're dictating the speed change. So they need to be able to take it up, but then they need to bring it down, and they have to control themselves throughout the race. Similar with seat 2, but the ones that sit in the middle, they're your powerhouse.
Right.
So they're the ones that you can put in a lot more power and effort and not disrupt the canoe too much. And they're the ones that kind of like put the canoe into the wave or send it. And then your 5 and 6 they're like
They're the cruisies.
a little bit more like
Just the
subtle.
general-
Especially six, because no one can see them.
Yeah. Your seat 6 is your navigator, your steerer. And then 5 is kind of like their... Seat 5 is an important position, although like a lot of new paddlers will get put there. But it's a special position because you can really bounce the canoe from there. So you have to, But...
Do you have to have rhythm, bro?
Definitely.
Definitely.
Definitely. Rhythm,
I'm out.
It's a risk.
So definitely.
yeah. So who's a weightlifter? We maybe put a top, weightlifter in the middle.
Weightlifter in there.
Montel.
Oh, yeah, the bro or David Litty or
Yeah.
someone.
Yep.
Yeah.
Put him in the middle. And then usually seat 1, maybe someone tall because they
really?
get a long reach.
Yeah.
Long reach. So
Interesting.
who's
Mahi.
Yeah.
Mahi Drysdale.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, actually.
So what seat are you in?
Where
where would you put you in there?
I'm a bit of
All of
everything,
them.
really.
Yeah.
If it's open ocean, I like to be in 3 or 4.
Right.
Because you kind of, when you get picked up by an ocean wave, I like to be able to see the wave, like the top of the wave. Whereas if you're at seat 1, you're in the bottom of the wave and off the water's just, in your face the whole time. So I'd rather be up there enjoying it, staying dry, rather than being the one at the front.
Put me in 5.
You mentioned earlier that you have done canoe kayaking. Was that ever an option? Did you ever think of going into that high performance space that we see, I guess, other Kiwi athletes in?
Yeah, good question. When the same time that I was at university, Waikato University, and I was kind of on my sprint spree, I was approached by a talent converter, I guess, if I was interested in sprint kayaking. But this was kind of right at the same time that things started kicking off for me in Tahiti.
Right.
And I had just become an ambassador for Air Tahiti Airline, so I had 6 return flights to Tahiti a year.
What a gig, man.
Yeah. And I was like, I can't right now. I'm just busy with this other whakapapa. So I was probably 21 at the time, and that would have been a real ideal age to try and really crack the high performance kayak sprint type thing, because it is really specific and you have to put a lot of work, specialize in that area. So that was that opportunity, but I kind of went away from that and pursued the paddling, which took me all around the world. And then I came back to it during COVID, and like I said, I gave it a go, did a sprint nationals, but the one that really did it for me was the ocean ski. So during COVID, because there wasn't a lot of international travel, I had a chance to really take up the ocean ski and managed to, within a year, become the New Zealand men's long distance champ for ski. And the thing I loved about the ocean ski, it was very similar to ocean waka, but because you got 2 blades, you were traveling even a little bit faster. So yeah, it was an unreal experience, and ended up going to a world champs for that as well a couple of years ago. So yeah, but it's quite cool now. I think it's a little bit more prominent that you'll see some waka-ama paddlers bridging the gap and doing both. We've got some awesome athletes, Casey Ngataki, who's in the New Zealand kayak men's team. Before he went into the kayak men's program down in Lake Karapiro, he first won the Open Men's Premier Waka-ama Sprint Champs in London. So, yeah, he did that, and then now he's converting to kayak. So, hopefully see him in the Olympics.
Is it very different, though? Like, similar to what Tyler's done, gone from sevens to rugby league. They're totally different sports, but there's a lot of... Is it similar to waka, 2 blades instead of 1? Or?
Definitely, especially when it comes to the ocean stuff. Like, for me, when I was on a wave, it felt immediate, like it was just like home, being on a kayak or ocean. It just felt so natural. The only thing that makes the sprint kayaking just a lot more technical is the canoes, the kayaks are really thin and really short, and the balance is crazy.
Say something
Yeah.
about looks,
And
the way, what's her name, Lisa. How she controls. I'd say if one of us jumped in, Bro would be.
yeah,
Be swimming.
it's crazy. So once that balance is removed, although I may be a good sprinter in the waka, I can't get any power in my stroke because every time I go to take a stroke, I'm feeling like I want to fall out of the canoe, and that just takes it takes time. Like it doesn't. Like I got to a decent level, but by the time I went to my first sprint nationals, and it was like green flag, and by the time I like get up to speed, I look up and guys are already 40 meters in front of me, you know, and that's New Zealand athletes. So the level of the Olympic level for kayak is unreal. So yeah, big shout out to Lisa Carrington and what she's done with that sport.
Hard out.
Maybe we got to get her into a waka.
I was going to say, do you think,
I'd have her in my waka.
because she's
there we go.
accomplished everything in her sport, and then do you think maybe once she retires, then wakaama is an option for her?
Yeah, definitely. I like I said about the ocean paddling, I'd love to see her take up ocean paddling because I feel like I said, it's a whole nother avenue, especially because she'll be able to. I think she grew up with surf lifesaving, so she'll know how to paddle a ski.
Yeah.
And that thrill of, you know, using the waves to generate speed, I think that's a good transition for her. But she doesn't seem to be slowing down, and she's going for another one. So that's massive. Yeah.
Bro, the unique thing about wakaama is it's an individual sport as a one man, but it can also be a team sport as in a 6-man. Like, what do you prefer?
Ooh, I think, to be honest, what probably contributes to me being such a successful paddler would be that I probably enjoy like going out there and paddling alone a lot. Like at heart, I'm like introverted, and paddling, it's quite easy for me to, you know, to just go out and do 10, 15 Ks out on the morning, you know, by myself.
Can't relate, sorry.
Yeah.
I need a whole team to get me out there.
There's kind of like two types of paddlers, I guess, you know, like people who love the club environment and coming together and like that sometimes more social side of things, whereas I'm happy to go and get out there by myself, go fish and you know, you pick me up at the finish line kind of thing. And I think that is what makes a really good individual paddler. But to be successful as a team, it's one thing to be, I guess, good individually and have good individuals in a team, but the time together is actually more important. So I do really enjoy, like I've paddled for some pretty amazing teams. My local team, Herbert's on Tour, I've been with them for 10 plus years. My Tahitian team, Paddling Connection, I've had a team in Hawaii, Kalahui Kai. And I think for me, part of that is probably because I'm so competitive. I think a lot of the distances and the training that I used to do was kind of so crazy that people wouldn't really be doing the same thing. And like, I didn't like to muck around. I liked to just get on the water, go do it, you know, do my 2 hours and then like kind of get off. So when I'm in like that competitive environment, whether it's training for a Worlds or training for these prestigious races in Tahiti, that's where I thrive.
Wicked.
Being so competitive, I'd love to know what it's like with you and Tyler then, because both elite athletes at the top of your sports. What is that like in the household?
I think we're banned from playing like board games. You know, during like Christmas time, and everyone gets around the table and plays like board games. We've got to be on the same team. We've got to be on the same team. That's the key.
To the happy marriage.
But we are both very competitive, and we're both kind of still, obviously, you know, Tyler's still playing. I'm still paddling. So we're both still got our own competitive things going on. But I think Tyler has expressed, when she does hang up the boots, she'll be keen to jump in the waka. We don't have a 2-man yet, but that'll be pretty fun to.
So I've seen on some, I don't know if it's either your social media or Tyler's, but just the training, when you've trained together or when you do get the opportunity, you do see the competitiveness between you two.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, you're a champ on your erg, but then she'll jump on and she's trying to either equal you or beat you, and then you get back on, and it's like, wow, that would stress me out.
Yeah.
But I think the beautiful thing is you two both supporting each other in achieving your dreams and goals. What has that been like, getting to support each other through your careers? And also, I guess, challenges you might have faced. Like, we know Tyler goes and plays, like she played for Cronulla this year, so she goes and bases herself in the Shire. So I guess what it's been like coming up together, achieving your dreams, supporting each other, but then challenges as well.
Yeah. I think for us, it's quite interesting because when we first met, obviously we were both kind of doing our own things. Like it was still kind of, when we got to messaging, I was kind of traveling a lot. She was obviously traveling a lot with the Blackfern Sevens.
Yeah.
And we met, and then not long after we met came the lockdown.
Yeah, I saw this. Yeah.
And so early on in our relationship, we were tested pretty well with, 3 months
Isolation.
pure lockdown.
Straight in there.
Yeah. And she was locked down at up home with my whānau, so that was a critical part of our relationship. And I think if anything, it really gave us the time to connect and without COVID and our normal schedules, things might have been a bit different. And so coming from that, and then pretty much almost spending close to a year in the far north, she continued to play for Te Raroa, my local rugby team, and then subsequently Northland. That kind of really, solidified our relationship. And then when things kind of got back to normal, because we, that's all that we know, we're very supportive of each other's. We understand that we're not young, but we're not getting any younger, and these opportunities don't last forever. So we want to make the most of these opportunities, and I always love to see her doing her thing, and she's my biggest supporter in whatever I want to do. So we understand that there's got to be a point in time that you can't travel all the world and do these things, but it's pretty cool that we can.
Yeah, that's
Well,
incredible.
as you said though, bro,
Wakaama
is
your
lifelong.
Yeah, that's
Your
right.
parents, 65.
Yeah, well, that's Tyler keeps saying. She keeps saying, "I'm gonna paddle." Oh, well, she's actually done a couple of Wakaama nationals here and there. She's been pulled into a couple of teams, but she's pretty keen. But yeah.
Well, an athlete will always be an athlete.
Well, that's my other part-time, bro. Did you ever consider any other sports? Did you grow up playing any other sports?
Grew up playing rugby.
Yeah.
Rugby. It's just the usual. And I think my last year was my last year of high school. Played Northland under 18s, but that year, or probably for a couple of years, I suffered couple of shoulder dislocations on different periods, and at that point it was either, my physio said, you either get surgery or take a year off or take a significant time off. And at the same time I went to uni, and then that's when kind of the paddling kind of kicked off. So rugby kind of just
took a back seat.
Took a back seat. And but I think as soon as I had my first trip to Tahiti, and it was in conjunction with my studies at Waikato, it just kind of worked out perfectly, and I was away.
And what is your master's in?
Masters. I finished with a master's in sport, health, and human performance. So it's actually what Tyler's doing now. She's actually completing her master's in pretty much the same thing. So I based my studies on the sport of waka, and I pretty much took our top athletes, waka paddlers, and tried to determine which characteristics determine performance in the sprints. And if anything, I was trying to kind of prove my point that paddling, especially even sprints, we could call it a sprint, but being muscle bound and power dominant isn't always the number one thing for being the best at the sprints. If anything, it's like a little bit more endurance and the aerobic capacity that determines performance over a 500 meter. I compare it, our 500 meter takes about 2 to 2.5 minutes. And that's longer than an 800 meter sprinter on a running pitch. Wow. So if you look at the body size and structure of a 100 meter sprinter versus an 800 meter runner, it kind of is quite significantly different. And that was kind of something I wanted to show in my studies because it was kind of how I trained for that event. So.
And what's your max heart rate that you're getting to at that?
Oh, I think I did a test. I did a heart rate test on my erg, and 200, getting up to 200 beats per minute. Yeah.
Wow.
I don't think I've ever got that high.
I got that high in first pre-season. First kickoff.
At the start of every pre-season. Straight there. Oh, Mecca, bro. All right, we're going to move into just some of our sport coming up this week. And so we will start with Tyler and the Kiwi Ferns squad. They will play for Samoa this weekend before the Kiwis versus Toa Samoa. But I mean, look at our Kiwi Ferns squad and it's just full of stars. And Tyler, she's in camp at the moment. And just, I guess, what she tells you about getting to wear the black jersey, because she's obviously done it for multiple codes, but just her going into camp, was she excited? And what's it like, her league journey been like?
Yeah, definitely. She's excited. Fresh off the season with the Cronulla Sharks, first season with the Cronulla Sharks, and she loved it, She loved it. I think it was a bit of a tough season for her with a few injuries early on and midway that kind of limited her game time. But I think that environment and the new girls that she met along the way, man, she really enjoyed it. So they had a good celebration after that. Came home for a bit of a reset, and then she's just as excited to return to the Kiwi Ferns because this is her third year now with them, and I think she enjoys being with those girls too. So exciting times.
Nice. We're excited to watch them this weekend because the squad is absolutely stacked. And then following that game, the Kiwis will play Whetu Samoa. And again, both squads are stacked. Api, what are you thinking about this one? And
I'm looking for a former teammate of my own, Jamie Soward. He's coaching the Samoan side. So I'm looking, and he's quite out there, old Sowie. So I'm looking forward to seeing what their game plan is against the Kiwi Ferns. And I'm just looking forward to watching a good game of footy.
I've been enjoying seeing all the social media, and you see like Roger in the Samoa jersey and all of that, Joe. It's cool to see, right?
It's going to be tough game, like Samoa stack or Toa stack now, and then having Payne Haas join. That just bolsters their squad. But the Kiwis are just as Kiwis are strong too. I'll size them up when they come to the marae on tomorrow.
So all the teams will be there?
I think, both men's and the Kiwi Ferns. I don't know if the Whetu are coming up.
Yeah.
I know we've got 3 teams, maybe
coming,
maybe 4. So, be good to see what they're like when they're... But we'll bring them in our whare, give them... Karakia.
And Tupu, will you be there on the weekend at the game? Are you able to go and watch?
Yeah, I think tomorrow they have a bit of a media day such thing, so I might go to that and watch their training. They get a day off on Wednesday, and then looking forward to watching their first game. It's good that it's awesome that it's here in Aotearoa, and the next game in 3 weeks' time against the Aussie. That's here in Auckland too. And then go to the finals. Look to head over there. And go to
I heard some Aussie commentators saying that the final should be here. Like those finals, because Aussie get all the games.
Yeah,
True.
hard out, share it around.
Yeah,
Eh?
we'd love for it to be
I think it was
here.
like Chad Townsend had said he was on whatever Triple M, saying that the Pacific final should be here in New Zealand, not over there. So
Yeah, I
Um,
agree.
yeah,
Tonga are also a part of the Pacific Cup, and I mean their team is
stacked team.
absolutely stacked too. I mean, I
The
don't know
Red
how
Sea.
it's going to go, honestly.
The Red Sea's coming, man.
Yeah. And they're always some of the best games too.
Yeah.
When you just, and like what you said about whakapapa, it's not just the game or the competition itself. It's the atmosphere, it's the people, it's the culture, it's everything that they create
Yeah.
around the games, which is
Yeah.
incredible.
100%. That's the biggest thing I look forward to in this Pacific Cup is you talked about it earlier, bro, is teams expressing their culture and you know, seeing the different haka and different things that we have uniquely as in our different cultures. Yeah.
And it's good for the gamer league too to share those superstars
Definitely.
around and
Yeah.
let them play for their culture.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
And you get teams like Roger or Payne playing for Samoa and then picking up those that profile of that team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be good if Tino had gone over to Samoa. That would
Yeah.
have been even massive.
Well, speaking of Australia, they've named their squad too to play in the Ashes. And I think one of the biggest questions is they've got 8 debutants, but you've got someone like Reece Walsh who's just played, obviously, an incredible season, won the grand final.
That was unreal.
Unreal. Do you have a league team that you support?
Not specifically. Like men's.
Yeah.
Cronulla Sharks.
Exactly.
women's,
Yeah,
You've got to say Sharks.
Cronulla Sharks women's, yeah. And then, I enjoy supporting the Warriors. And, but I play NRL fantasy too, so I'm kind of
So did I.
like watching all of the teams. Like,
Actually, bro, one of the questions on our social media was how did your NRL fantasy team go this year?
I think I finished in the. I think it was definitely in the top 10,000, maybe in the top 5. But the best I did was last year. Was 860 something.
Damn.
Wow.
So you're actually
So
in
you
there.
Yeah, my first year was like, whoa, I was like, got smoked. And then, a bit like paddling, I think I probably got a bit obsessed. But, you can't go wrong with Payne Haas.
So is your captain, eh?
Yeah, Payne Haas. Although Terrell May, actually, he had a
Yes.
I had him as
mean
my
season,
captain.
especially the start of the season.
He was
eh?
very good.
Yeah.
So I guess for my league experts in the room then, one of the partai for the Australian team is, does Reece Walsh get the nod in the fullback position over Dylan Edwards, who's held it? What do you do if you're Kevy Walters?
You put Reece in the back.
You put him there?
Yeah.
Yes?
Ka pū te ruha, ka hau te
I feel
ranga.
like he's just rising to the occasion, eh? Like, and he's still so young.
Oh, yeah, it's crazy.
so
Yeah.
young.
So
Chuck him in.
Chuck him in?
Karoha to my New South Wales breather.
Yeah, my
Dylan
Panthers
Edwards,
player.
but Reece was there.
Even
He was too
Teddy.
good.
Teddy's had a
Yeah,
good season
true.
too.
And Dally M.
Dally M.
Yeah, Dally M.
Yeah.
You know, might be him. He might be all wrong.
Yeah,
Or do you put him on the wing?
some other league that happened on the weekend, Hull KR won the Super League over there. Jared Wadea Hargraves and Sean Kennedale was part of the coaching squad, but congratulations to them. Possibility of them playing in the club challenge against the Brisbane Broncos at the start of next year, which would be cool. And I wonder if they take it to Vegas. That's all, I guess, up in the air. But also this weekend, Uppy was the Festival of League.
Yeah.
You played in?
Yeah, unfortunately, I ruptured my hammy first 10 minutes, but that was an awesome kaupapa, playing against some legends and even having a legend, in James Tamo join our Māori camp, and, he's hit all the highs in the game, and although he didn't play, a lot of our younger players got to rub shoulders with him and ask him some questions. So, yeah, big mihi to Sione and Tai and the Last Chance Project team for putting on such an awesome event. Just ratchet, we didn't win.
Yeah.
It's a bit gutted.
Hey, the socials are going off on it. Look good.
Yeah.
Big mihi to our socials crew too. They were just their turnaround was crazy. So
Yeah, I was in Rotorua.
keeping you connected, Joe.
I said I was gonna come have a catch up, but obviously you came back to Tamaki early. But we were out and having dinner, and Joey Leilua and
Oh, yeah.
Sam Cassiano and Greg Eastwood walking past. Look, they walked past dinner. Where's the TAB? Oh, you got 2 blocks that way.
But yeah, all those old boys still got it.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
Seeing
impressed.
Manu Vative and
Yeah.
He scored a try.
he scored a
Yeah.
try.
Wicked,
And,
yeah.
they still got it, those legends. So yeah, cool kaupapa.
Have any teams, do they take up whakaama as like a team bonding and stuff like that? They must, right?
Yeah. I think there's been a few over the years, and
Yeah.
I remember a few years ago, must have been ahead of Tokyo. We took the Black Ferns
True.
sevens out for jam, and so they had like maybe 3 teams, including the management in there. So
Yeah.
that was good. And then I think there's I can't remember the name of the other sevens tournament they had in the Mount, but took another crew out there. So yeah, and I'm pretty sure I've seen like
Yeah.
Blues rugby team
we had
going.
Do that.
One pre-season with the Blues, we were gonna paddle from Okahu to Rangitoto.
Yeah, and then run up.
Yeah,
Run up to the top. Yeah, run up to the top.
But then,
Walk up.
but I don't know why we didn't. They said they reckon the water was a bit rough, but
Oh, yeah.
and
Yeah.
a couple of the boys got a bit scared to paddle that far. But yeah, I would have been keen. That would have been fun.
As I used to love when you got to do stuff like
Different
that,
stuff,
just something
yeah.
different.
Change it up.
Change it
Yeah.
up. Learn about
Yeah.
each other as teammates as well.
Yeah.
Right, before we wrap up, Joe, the All Blacks Grand Slam Tour squad got named. They'll take on England, Ireland, Scotland, Wales. No surprises, really?
Nah, no surprises. They just kept the same squad, which
Yeah.
is strong anyway. I did see Tavita Mafaleo. I know he's been added in maybe for injury cover, but he's always been there. But it'd be good to see who they select for those, especially the England-Ireland game.
Yeah, true.
Whether they go for, like, I'm interested if they stick with Rico or
yeah.
go with Leicester.
Yep.
Whaingahuku, especially in the
interesting.
midfield. We need some.
Yeah. And just last little topic on rugby is the Rugby 360.
Sign
and
me
with
up.
the major... Exactly, I've been telling Afi.
Sign me
Get
up.
that money, man. But the major international unions have come together to say they will ban players from World Cups and Olympic selection if they do go. But you all love Payne Haas, and apparently he got offered, 3.2 million, which when he converts it to Australian dollar would be about 5.5 million. What do you do if you're Payne? You're one of the best. You've played Origin.
Take the money, man.
Take the money. Well, you've
It's
won.
not a hard question.
You've
man.
won with the Bronx. Like, what do you do, guys?
I don't know.
Tupu?
What do I do to become a rugby player?
Yeah.
You got a training plan?
I don't know. I saw the legend of Marty Banks' Facebook page. He spoke about it, and I jumped on and commented and
Oh,
said,
what'd you say?
sign me up.
Yeah.
Give me a year's contract. I'll happily go and play.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've seen the comments from those organisations. Peter Valantes at the NRL was
NRL.
saying if anyone goes, they wouldn't be welcome back to the NRL. And it's only a short stint that this was it our 360 rugby 360 gig. So it's only a short window, and it's like an all-stars, kind of like an all-star setup. So yeah, if I was at that, if I had those contracts, I probably wouldn't sign, but Uncle needs the cash now.
Yeah. Well, and then when you convert it.
That's a business at the end of the day, and it's just another business transaction. And if you're at that top tier, you go.
Yeah.
Well, I'd go. Yeah.
Well, and they are considering wahine too, so maybe you just tell Tyler.
So
to-
Tyler,
Another 10 years.
You're like, we need a sponsor for our wakaama. And then just locally, Api, on the weekend was it the Pacific Youth Cup?
Yeah, Pacific Youth Cup, our under-17s, boys and girls. Congratulations to Samoa. They got up over our Māori teams in the finals yesterday, and yeah, really cool just to see our young kids out there. Biggest thing for me, I was lucky enough to assistant coach for the under-17 Māori team, the boys team and the girls team, and majority of those players are living in Australia. So about 12 of the 20 players are already over in Australia in those systems. So very talented kids.
yeah.
Yeah.
My mate's son was the fullback for you guys.
Oh yeah,
Cortez,
bro.
yeah. He's unreal.
He's the next star, whānau. He's better than Reece Walsh.
I saw his game winner against
We'll
Tonga
get him on.
the day before.
Yeah.
He scored that match winner
Yeah,
to beat
he's a gun.
Tonga. So
Yeah, inside news, Benji was on the phone to him in the weekend too, so he's...
his dad was telling him.
Oh, yeah.
But I
Sign him
think
up.
he's already maybe linked to the Dogs.
No, get him over to that 360 concept.
I agree. And just to finish up, we do our sharp as or sharpen up moments, so we'll give everyone some time to think about it, but it's just something that's been obviously a great moment this week or a moment to sharpen up. But my sharp as moment would be to, I think, all the volunteers down in Rotorua. I feel like there's a league tournament every other, or kaupapa every 2 weeks. There's another one, what's on in 2 weeks, Happy? Is it
The Māori League Nationals.
Yeah, the Māori League Nationals. So just all the whānau down there in Aotearoa Māori Rugby League for having all of this, and it's great to see all the kaupapa that we have on for all our whānau out there. So a big mihi to all of them who are out there every weekend, making sure that these competitions and this kaupapa can keep running. Yeah. Api, for you?
I've got a 2-in-1 special this week. So my sharpen up moment goes to our cultural advisor, not my cousin this time, Pātara Berryman. So we turned up to Te Wharekura o Ngāti Rongomai, beautiful pōhiri, and he realised when we were there that we had no koha to give them. But this also turns into my sharp as moment. He was wise enough to take off his polo and lay that down as a koha to the kura, which I thought was Māori ake nei. But also a sharpen up moment because he had to sit there for the rest of the pōhiri with his nipples out. He should have got like Lee Bristow or someone.
Lee, give me your top, Lee.
Give your top, boy.
Joe, any sharp as or sharpen up moments this week?
Nothing really in sport on TV, but a sharp as moment would be being able to. We had me and my brother-in-law and a few cousins had the opportunity to play on a pretty famous golf course in Taupo, out in Kinloch. It's a Jack Nicklaus setup. It's pretty expensive. It's like $900 a round, but we won a golf tournament a few months back and got to play on there. So that was a pretty cool moment.
Yeah.
But the sharpen up moment was the same as yours, 2-in-1. Was when we turned up, there was like a line of like Range Rovers and like all these flash sports cars, and we rock up in 2 work trucks. And we didn't look like we looked out of place.
No, you
Very
have
out of
every
place.
right to be there.
And our round scores showed it too.
And Tupu Bro, anything for you?
Oh, what's
So any
Sharpen
like
up.
making moments this week, or shout out this week, or sharpen up moments?
yeah, probably one. Went down to Wellington for Tyler's first in-face hui with Te Taumata, which is she's part of the board for Sport New Zealand. So discussing everything Māori related in sport, and she's on the board there. So that was pretty awesome kaupapa to witness. And being in get to visit Sport New Zealand hub there in Wellington, and meet Raylene
Yes.
as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought that was pretty special to hear.
Me.
Nice. Mean.
That's where you drop your Auntie Raylene.
Yeah.
Whakapapa, please.
Yeah.
How's your funding going, Auntie Raylene?
Yeah, we had a mean steak dinner.
Nice. Well, Rowie, thank you so much for joining us. It's been incredible to hear not only your story and your partner Tyler's, but also about wakaama. And yeah, just a big thank you and mihi to you for joining us.
No, it's a pleasure. Honestly, you guys have some legends on this podcast, and you use the legends yourself. So no, I was pretty stoked when you guys asked me to come on, and yeah, ngā mihi.
Sure.
Awesome. And to all our listeners, thank you, our sponsor Beard Brothers, and we'll see you all next week.
Next
Ka
week.
kite.
Che che.